I got a lip gloss brand, and the names for my lip gloss is something that nobody would have ever thought of. I got one called Nut, and it's the color of some nut. I got one called Gonorrhea. It's green like gonorrhea. I got one called Yellow Discharge, like how girls be having yellow discharge. Booty hole pink, booty hole brown, coochie juice. And coochie juice is clear with silver glitter. It's cute, like the cute, and it smells good. And it's so, like, people gonna talk but other people was like, you is a marketing genius, because the sold so fast. And it smell good too. I be thinking of all out the box. It's not even on purpose. It's just like my brain helped me think outside the box to do some crazy shit.
Among the most commonly depicted images of African American womanhood is the image of the promiscuous temptress known as Jezebel. The new generation of rappers, though their X-rated lyrics and fashions breathe new life into Jezebel, a mythical character and distorted representation of African American womanhood.
Like, I got a whole bunch.
Lip gloss line? I can see that.
I got a lip gloss line.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Sexy Bitch. It makes you feel like you that bitch. Fur ass colors too. You want me to tell you more? I can tell you more about the color.
A little bit more, yeah.
Okay, so I got a cream color. It's white. It look like nut. I got a clear color. I call that coochie juice. I got a pink one. It's called pussy hole pink. Brown one, booty hole brown.
What's up, everyone? It's Books and Looks TV. So today I'm going to be talking about Sexy Red and her new lip gloss, and how some people feel that not only are some of the names on the lip gloss ignorant, but how she is a representation of the worst parts of being a Black woman. So when Sexy Red came out, she was vocal about how she called her ex cheating on her and obtained an STD.
Craziest thing I ever said in the song is a lyric I said, damn, this nigga burn me pussy smoking like a seed.
What the fuck?
It's real life. They
It's
act like this
real.
shit is not going on in the world.
Yeah.
Right, but women, like,
It's the no sugarcoating anything
That's
about
right.
anything about nothing for me. Like, I love it.
Some people felt that it was brave. Some people felt that it was disgusting. And honestly, some people perpetuated colorism by continuing the notion that she looks dirty, she is dirty. And they brought shame unto her mentioning that how she once had an STD, which is something I don't think she deserves. Yes, Sexy Red also could have used that spotlight for things like sex education or even healthy relationships. Instead, she sat in front of these light-skinned, multiracial women who financially benefited from embarrassing her in the name of authenticity. And I say that because I do feel like often Angela Yee's lip service is supposed to be about like liberated women. But I notice when dark-skinned women come on there, or Black women compared to like multiracial women, the conversations are very different. For instance, even with someone like Cardi B, when they asked her questions and she didn't answer, they didn't really pry her. But often when darker skinned Black women like Sexy Red get on that show, those women not only entertain, but those multiracial women often make them look crazy. So I thought it was a bit baffling that some Black men ironically mentioned that they were turned on by the fact that she even mentioned that. There were people like making posts on Twitter, etc., that they wanted the STD she had, even though she said that was something she healed from. I think that's dangerous that grown men can say these things. And I often think about the impact or influence that some adults have on children, especially parents who play that type of music, and the children are just innocently repeating it, not knowing what they mean. And yes, there were songs like that when I was growing up, but that does not negate the fact that those lyrics are not great. Okay, so nonetheless, I'm going to play some public opinion.
My world, and I'm a baddie bitch like Stunner.
You with a fly ass bitch, taking fly ass trips, doing fly ass shit. I know you like that, nigga. I'm a real stunning bitch, real self-made bitch, real self-paid bitch. Know you like that, nigga. And I'm bossed up quick, I ain't new.
Imagine if you tell somebody that they lip combo look good and they tell you it's a combination of yellow discharge and gonorrhea with a dash of brown booty hole. Like, ho, I beg your finest pardon. It had so much potential to be something. Like, she could have gave us a sexy red, obviously. I would have took a sexy chocolate. But that's the best they could come up with? Sex on my period? What's going on up here?
You want to know the crazy thing about this sexy red lip gloss is the fact that it's going to sell, and it's going to sell predominantly to the black community. And it's crazy as hell to me because for us to be the most influential and intellectual races out here, we allowed them to bring somebody like Sexy Red and drop her in our midst to take us back to where we worked so hard to come from. It's just crazy as hell to me because at this point, they're making a fool out of us and they're making a mockery out of us. Come on now, wake up. Wake up, because I'll be damned. My lips may be black as hell, but I'm not about to be walking around here with no black booty hole and no gonorrhea on my lips. Come on now.
Black people, my brothers and sisters, kings, queens, whatever you want to call yourself, people that look like me, the melanin, can we start doing better? And can we start coming to an agreement to start canceling certain people that are just bad for the community? Because you don't know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about this whole Sexy Red lip gloss situation. That's crazy. Matter of fact, I'm going to just show y'all. Who allowed this? Who allowed this? Who is encouraging this? Who? Like the colors or flavor, they better not be no damn flavors. You better not, this better not be called, no, this better not be no flavors. No. This got to stop. This got to stop. This is crazy. And if you've seen this tweet, this is also just as crazy. Who's allowing this? Who? Like, there's one thing about being ratchet. Okay, you can be ratchet, whatever. But that's just being nasty. That's just nasty. And it's not even the good nasty. Gonorrhea? What? Gonorrhea? Blew up? What? Come on. I hope this is a joke. This better be a joke. Oh my goodness. As I was saying at the beginning, black people, can we start coming to an agreement, start canceling certain people that are not good for the community? Because this is getting out of hand. Because I don't want us to be, diminished to this type of behavior. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we more civilized than that. And I don't want other cultures saying this and be like, oh, this is how all black people are. Because that's starting to that happens sometimes. That happens. So I don't know. This is my 2 cents. Because that need to go away. That need to go. That's crazy.
I'm sorry, but I am not putting a lip gloss on my mouth that says yellow discharge. Imagine somebody saying, yo, what shade of lip gloss are you wearing? Booty hole brown. Be so for real. Why would I want to put something called gonorrhea on my lips? Why would I want to wear that on my lips? You know what's crazy is that everything when it comes to Sexy Red is for shock value, and I hate that. And she's coming out with this lip gloss line. Her name is Sexy Red, and there wasn't a single shade of lip gloss called Sexy Red. I just feel like personally this marketing could have went so different. She could have dropped like a single lip gloss to start, or a single lip oil, lipstick, and it could have been called Sexy Red. And it could have been a red lip. And people would have bought that. Like, people would have bought that. Like, I'm sorry, but the names of these shades of these lip glosses, it's just not hitting. It's not. Like, you mean to tell me no one on that marketing team sat and thought, hey, We should have one of the shades be called Sexy Red. It can be a red shade. I mean, they came up with blue balls. It's like everything about Sexy Red's brand is shock value and unseriousness.
Sexy Red announced the relaunch of her lip gloss brand today, and it caused a bit of a stir on social media due to the name choices for each gloss. And the name of the actual brand is Northside Princess, and once reading that and then reading the name choices, my mind as a marketing professional immediately thought of how I would have branded this instead. So take a quick walk with me. Although Sexy Red does have sexually explicit lyrics, sex isn't the first thing that actually comes to mind for me personally when I think of her. I think that she and her team has done a really good job of marketing her as like the hood's hottest princess, Northside Princess, and like just very ghetto fabulous and just unapologetic about it. I immediately think of, like I said, ghetto fabulous. I think of her love for money and how flashy she is. I obviously think of the color red. I think about her being from St. Louis, and I also think she's done a good job of incorporating a feminine touch with like the color pink through her brand. So with that said, I've created mood boards for how I would have rolled out the announcement for her relaunch of this brand. Because it is Northside Princess, I think it's pretty obvious. Like everything I'm saying, I feel like it's pretty obvious of like marketing ideas. So I would have sent her back to St. Louis, and we would have did a shoot at all of her like favorite places on the north side. And I feel like every black girl, especially every black girl from the hood, has their favorite beauty supply or hair store. So I would have done a full shoot in like a beauty supply similar to these shots, with just very close-ups of her face showing off her lips. But I think I would change around like the backgrounds where it shows off her products instead of all of the wigs and pack hair. Obviously keeping some to show like this is a beauty supply or hair store. I think it's quite obvious. Like if you're gonna go back home, then you should go back to the actual north side and we get like some close-up shots still of her face, but just showing like this is north side, this is me, this is where I'm from, and like this is what it looks like to be a north side princess. And very similar to the beauty supply or hair store, I feel like everyone from the hood also has their favorite liquor store, corner store, or gas station. So I would get shots similar to these, but these are just all mood boards. Like they wouldn't look exactly like this, but just so you guys get an idea of like how I would have branded this rollout. Because I feel like Northside Princess, she could do a lot with that because her brand is already like hood's hottest princess and just very ghetto fabulous. And so I just kind of wish they would have leaned more into that as opposed to being like the shock value marketing that they did, which I understand. This brand, like these names were names she had before, but I don't know. I would have liked to see something that leaned more into the aesthetic she's already made for herself. So what do y'all think? I want to talk in the comments if y'all care. So
and then I'm going to get back to my conclusion. So when it comes to the idea of Sexy Red even naming her lip gloss the way she does, I think it does play on the fact, again, that she's supposed to be depicted as a sexually liberated woman. The only issue with this is that there are so many people that aren't responsible. And Sexy Red, I don't often hear her even mention being responsible. I think I saw a shirt she wore once that said use a condom. But in general, the STD and STI rates amongst African Americans are too high for her to be so careless about the gross name she has named a lot of her lip glosses. African Americans have a higher rate of STD infection than any other racial ethnic groups. In 2014, 55.4% of gonorrhea cases occurred among Blacks, making the rate more than 10 times than it was among whites. Rates of chlamydia and syphilis were also significantly higher for Blacks than whites in 2014, according to the African American Health Program. So I have a close friend who often reiterates that Black people need a defamation league. Though some people would call on accounts like the NAACP and older generations of defamation leagues, not many have stuck. But when you see people like the Jewish people or even some Asian groups, they often demand that people not only respect them, but that they don't put out the most horrible parts of depictions of them. Because if you think about it, not only is this corrupting the minds of Black youth, but also people who never get a chance to meet a Black person, an African American person. Oftentimes these images, they make us look bad, to be honest. And yes, there should be enough sense for people to realize that all Black people are not the same. But when you have cost and negative representation, a lot of people will only think that. Nonetheless, Black children need something better to look up to. So I really don't see anyone but boomers, honestly, and some right-wing folks speaking out against this behavior. And unfortunately, this is usually from an anti-Black perspective. I really feel like Sexy Red didn't have to name her lip glosses those things to be sold. And I know like the shock factor is a huge part of marketing these days, but I think that people like Sexy Red a lot. And a lot of people do like her wigs and lip glosses despite how she comes off. She could have named like even some fun names other than like gonorrhea, nut, yellow discharge. I think that's really disgusting. I'm starting to think by the things that Sexy Red even promotes, this must be a part of her contract because it's just so disgusting. Like she speaks from the lowest chakras imaginable. And oftentimes I do know she's trolling, but again, I think it's so unnecessary. Anyway, what are your thoughts about this? Let me know down below, and thank you for listening to Books on Looks TV. I'll see y'all next time.